Elephants are very dexterous with their trunks. But can they see what they are picking up? I think elephants mainly smell things. When they're actually feeding, like for example, these little guys here, they don't necessarily have to look at what they're picking. A lot of times they smell. The trunk is very flexible, part of their body that actually feeds them. What happens is that they actually feel and smell most of the time. So when they're actually extending their trunk, like for example, that female, what she does is actually just look what she does. Look at what she does with her trunk. Look. Excellent. So that's what they do with their trunk. It's actually they pick and they smell. She really didn't like us. She said, shh.
Is it possible for an elephant to be left-sided or right-sided during feeding, and do some use their trunk clockwise or anti-clockwise? Well, that's a very interesting question, and that's because we are actually conducting a study on this, on whether the elephants are left or right trunked or left or right tusked. And it's a study led by a very talented Kenyan researcher. I cannot tell you too much about it because we haven't completed it yet. But what I can tell you is that yes, there is definitely an individual preference for using the trunk while they grasp grasses or other food, either in a clockwise direction or in an anti-clockwise direction. And there's also some evidence that they're using the left or the right tusk more than the other. So stay tuned, we'll give you more information about it, possibly soon.
How many teeth does the elephant have? Elephants have 6 sets of teeth throughout their lives, but we call them molars. We don't call them straight teeth. By the time they have the 6th molar, that is, they're just coming into their old age. So I hope I've answered the question by saying that they have 6 sets of, sort of molars throughout their lives.
What are some things that most people don't know about elephants that you would like them to know? Well, maybe we should ask the elephant, but there's so many things that are fascinating about elephants, and one of them is, for me, that they have an interest for the carcasses and the old bones of other elephants, and they actually seek out bones of deceased elephants. They touch them, feel them, sniff them, sometimes lift them up, carry them around. We don't know why they do that. We don't know why there's this sort of fascination. The fascination might be too much of a human term. Key of the issue is that we don't know the significance of this behavior. We're conducting research on it, and stay tuned. We might have more information for you on this very fascinating behavior that it's incredibly amazing to witness in the wild. Do elephants have the ability to sense nutritional deficiencies and seek out what they need? Well, yeah, we can assume they do have this ability, like ourselves and other animals. We don't know how much that's of a conscious process because we can't get into an elephant's mind. But we do know that elephants seek out salt licks in a variety of places. So in areas where there is not enough nutrients in their diet to satisfy their nutritional needs, they seek out minerals at specific places. Just to the south of us on Mount Kenya in the Aberdares, these are mountains where there's high rainfall, the soils are really poor in nutrients, and elephants congregate on clearings in the forest where they can access salt licks rich in calcium, iodine, and other minerals. In the Central African rainforests of the Congo Basin, elephants do the same. They congregate in clearings in the forest, they're called bays, and in those places they also seek out minerals in the water. They have all these different strategies to access these important nutrients that affect their behavior. The extreme example is in the west of Kenya on Mount Elgon. So in that place, elephants enter caves. Mount Elgon is an old extinct volcano, and they enter caves to mine for minerals from the walls and ceiling of those caves. And their digging probably has enlarged the caves, and someone thinks that some of the caves might have been created by elephants as well. So it's quite amazing how actually they move and behave in response to the need to acquire these kind of resources.